Alright, I need two hands to get it started on the bottom, but once it's up here, it zips right up. You don't want to go past the corner to where it comes up here, because if it comes off this end, you're not going to get it back on. That's why that's up there. While it's like this, you can take your finger, go inside, and run it down to make sure that it's adhered to the plastic, you know, the adhesive that's on the zipper. Do that on both sides. Okay, just run your fingers down, get all the air bubbles out, because we couldn't get to the back. Now I put a thermometer in here. Look what the temp is inside. 90 degrees inside this thing. I'm telling you right now, it's about 60 degrees outside of it. So that's doing its job. That's a nice warm. Tomatoes are going to do great in that, because they only actually produce tomatoes between a certain temperature. But that's good. Now if it gets too warm, you need to kind of vent it up on top somewhere. I might actually have to make a manual vent up there, but that's pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the other side. The zipper's going down on this side, and I'm going to do the same thing on this other side. Well, I have both of them cut. Just check the thermometer inside. It's 90 degrees, 95 degrees. I'm going to open these both up and show you it in up position. You might want to roll it or something, I don't know. That might be a good idea. Well, it gives you a lot of room to get in there. That's what it looks like. Now, if you're going to do what I plan on doing, putting strawberries on top, you might not be able to do that. You might have to roll it up to get up there. Let's take a look at this. This was 95. It's reaching 100. Reaching 100 in there. That might be a little bit too warm, so I might have to put some ventilation in here. The only way to find out if it's too warm to put a plant in there and see what happens. Alright, but well insulated down on the bottom. Might get a few insects in here, but there's a little area right there where air can get through, and on that side, definitely in the back. So air's getting in, but really no hot air getting out, so I might have to do something about that. Okay, temp is still approaching 100. Alright, I took the plant and actually took a spill. My wife made a mistake. It happens to all of us. And she had to plant it again. So the leaves are curled back like it was injured. Alright, it's not laying down. And there is secondary leaves still coming out. This is one of the two tall ones that was brought up in the peanut jar. Alright, so the cashew jar or whatever. So I'm going to leave that out here. I might bring it in tonight if it's going to get too cold, but I want to see what that temperature is going to be, and I got to figure out how to make this to where I can see it. Actually, shove it in without it falling, maybe, because I don't want to hang it and have it swinging around. I just want to be able to see it. So I'm going to close this and just see how it acts. I did water it, and there's water on the base of it, so that's going to turn into steam probably. All right, so let's see what happens. Now this is what it looks like when it's closed. Something you can see the pot inside of it and the thermometer. All right, so I don't have the sun hitting directly on the thermometer, so it's going through the plastic and actually telling me what it is inside. All right, I put a piece of wood underneath with a couple of screws in. They protrude out the other side to hold that into place. I might make it go up against some more. All right. I think they're going to be very safe up there. I don't think any turtles are going to get in there and actually bother them. Maybe some snails. I could put some stuff down for snails. But it's a very solid unit. It's not going anywhere. Even with wind, it'd be interesting just how bad that gets. I think that this is going to last me a good long time. It would be really nice if it does. All right, but I'll show you what that tomato plant looks like, and we'll go from there. Now, the only problem I'm having with this, I've had this zipper up all morning long. It's about, I'd say about maybe 2 o'clock, and look at the temperature here. Okay, it's way up there. So I'm really worried. The highest it's gotten was about 115. All right, another day. The tomatoes look like the plants look like they're doing okay in here. I just put them in this morning, but I'm really worried about it's going to get too warm, even with the zipper up like this. So what I have to do is come over here. I've made little tiny slits back here, but they don't seem like they're doing very well. So I'm going to tape up those. I'm going to put little vents, one right here, and I think one up front up here is the goal. The nice thing about it is I can unzip and I can work on both sides of these. So let me show you what I'm going to use. Now you can use screening that you put around a garden or something like that, but I have these racks that previous years going to Lowe's or someplace to get full rack of plants. But the bottom of this looks really nice. So I'm going to cut probably a round piece here and a round piece here with a pair of dikes. They don't have to be perfect, but you want them to be bigger than the hole that we're actually putting them in. So if I get this little solid piece, I'm not worried about it at all, because you have to have the duct tape holding it on somehow. Just wanted to show you something here. It's been raining a couple of days, got a lot of water on top. That's my lettuce. I got my garden growing over there. Broccoli is in there, some bean seeds and all that. But I wanted to show you something here. I'm going to open this thing up and look at the thermometer. The sun has not been out all day. It's up there trying to pierce the clouds right now, but no sunlight at all. So let me show you what the thermometer in there says with no sun whatsoever. All right, here we go. Look at that. 80 degrees inside that thing. It is warm in there. I mean, it doesn't feel like it with my hand in there, but it is warm in there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the vents on the side of this thing. I got to tape up that little hole I made. It's not doing the job at all. I'm going to put a vent back there and one on the other side too. Get some cross air going through there on the warmer days. So here I go. Now my template for this is actually inside the hole. I went inside with the knife, and I used the knife to actually cut around on the inside. I cut an outline, then I just went ahead and trimmed it around. Now, but as you see, there's a lot of areas where this can rip. If something grabbed it, or the wind blew, or something like that, so you need to tape it up real good. And on the other side, which I already did, I reinforced the area, at the same time covered up the hole I had up here. Alright, so my screen's going to go inside there. Nice thing about it is with the zipper I can reach in and hold both sides, press them up against. Okay, so let me get one side going and installed, and try to show you how to do it. Now what I did is I wedged it up along the piping, and it stayed up there, and I was able to put 2 or 3 layers. The first layer of tape you want to put all the way on the screen, and the second layer overlap onto the plastic. And it'll stay there real good. It'll cook on there, it'll melt down there. This is what it looks like from the outside. I was able to press on both sides, and that's the baseball, maybe smaller than the baseball size hole. That's all we really need. If anything, some insects will get in there, so what? I'm not worried about that. As long as they don't eat the plants that might be in there. They get cooked pretty warm in there. So I'm going to do the same side to this, same thing to this side. You don't need to see it again though, but that gives you an idea how to have some of the heat escape from this. Of course, there'll be a trick keeping it warm without a stove, like in a real greenhouse during the wintertime. So I hope you like the series of videos. So subscribe and see more, even if I might even add some things to this. Need to figure out how to get the water off the top and keep it off. Might have to put a little arc in there or something too. But be creative and share it with me. Bye.